Have you ever heard of a sport where one hand is a spear and the other is a shield? A sport that is part boxing, part wrestling, and completely unique. Welcome to the world of Dambe. This is an ancient martial art from West Africa, and honestly, it is unlike anything you have ever seen before. For centuries, it has been a core part of life in Nigeria, especially among the Hausa people in the north. It is a test of strength, a display of courage, and a celebration of culture, all rolled into one. Dambe is raw, it is intense, and it carries the spirit of generations of warriors. This isn't just a fight, it's a story told with fists, feet, and incredible heart. When you watch a Dambe match, you're not just seeing two men compete. You are witnessing a tradition that has been passed down through families for hundreds of years. The fighters are more than athletes. They are custodians of their heritage. They carry the hopes and pride of their villages on their shoulders. This martial art was originally practiced by butchers who would travel from town to town, but today it brings together people from all walks of life, united by a shared passion for this powerful display of skill. Imagine a dusty ring drawn in the sand, surrounded by a cheering crowd. The air is thick with anticipation and the sound of traditional music. In the center, two fighters circle each other. One of their hands is wrapped tightly in rope, forming a hardened club they call the spear. The other hand is open, ready to block and parry, acting as the shield. Their goal is simple but incredibly difficult: to knock their opponent to the ground. This is Dambe in its purest form, a spectacle of bravery that you can feel deep in your chest, a tradition that is now finding its voice on a global stage. As we look closer at this incredible sport, we will explore its deep roots and what it means to the people who practice it. We will learn about the precise techniques, the rituals that surround each match, and the community that gives it life. This journey will take us from the historic villages of northern Nigeria to the modern arenas where Dambe is evolving. It is a story of resilience, identity, and the unbreakable connection between the past and the present. So get ready to discover Dambe, an ancient African martial art that is demanding the world's attention, one powerful blow at a time. The story of Dambe begins long ago, deep in the history of the Hausa people of Nigeria. It wasn't just created as a sport for entertainment. Its origins are tied to the butchers' guilds, a respected and powerful group in Hausa society. These men would travel between villages during the harvest season, and Dambe was their way of showing strength, settling disputes, and preparing for real combat. It was a practical skill, a way to train for warfare and to protect their communities. The techniques they developed were designed for survival, making Dambe a true martial art with a life-or-death purpose in its early days. For the Hausa people, Dambe is woven into the fabric of their identity. It represents much more than physical prowess. It is a rite of passage. For a young man, stepping into the Dambe ring was a way to prove his courage and transition into manhood. It was a public declaration that he was strong, brave, and ready to take on the responsibilities of an adult. This tradition helped to build character and instill a sense of discipline and respect. Winning a match brought great honor not just to the fighter, but to his entire family and village, making each contest a significant community event filled with pride. The spiritual and cultural significance of Dambe cannot be overlooked. Before a fight, fighters often take part in rituals. They might wear amulets containing verses from the Quran or traditional charms believed to offer protection and strength. These practices connect the fighter to a deeper spiritual power, reminding everyone that Dambe is not just a physical contest. It is a holistic practice that involves the mind, body, and spirit. This blend of faith and fighting is a key part of what makes Dambe so unique and so deeply meaningful to its practitioners and their communities who support them. Over time, what started as a practice for a specific guild of butchers has grown to become a symbol of Hausa culture for the entire world to see. It is a living, breathing piece of history. The stories of legendary fighters are told and retold, becoming part of the local folklore. These tales inspire new generations to take up the sport and continue the tradition. Dambe, therefore, acts as a bridge to the past, keeping the values of bravery, honor, and community spirit alive and well in the hearts of the Hausa people today, connecting them to their ancestors. At the heart of Dambe is its unique and fascinating fighting style, which is built around a simple but effective concept. Fighters use one dominant hand as their primary weapon. This hand, known as the spear, is wrapped in a thick piece of rope. In the old days, this rope might have been dipped in resin and embedded with shards of glass, making it incredibly dangerous. Today, for safety, it's just tightly wound rope, but it still turns the fist into a formidable club. This is the hand used for striking, delivering powerful, hammer-like blows aimed at knocking the opponent down. All the offensive power is focused in this single limb. The other hand plays a completely different role. It is kept open and is known as the shield. This hand is used for defense. Fighters use their shield hand to block, parry, and deflect the opponent's spear. It can also be used to grab or hold the opponent to set up a strike with the spear hand. This creates a dynamic where fighters are constantly switching between offense and defense, using their two hands for entirely separate purposes. The coordination required to effectively wield both the spear and the shield is immense and takes years of dedicated practice to master fully. But Dambe is not just about the hands. Legwork is equally crucial to a fighter's success. Fighters often lead with the same leg as their spear hand, creating a stable, forward-facing stance. They use their front leg to kick, aiming for the opponent's body, head, or legs. These kicks are not just for scoring points. They are powerful tools used to unbalance the opponent, create openings, or even end the fight. A well-placed kick can be just as decisive as a punch from the spear hand. This combination of punching with one hand and kicking makes Dambe a complete, full-body combat system. The ultimate goal in a Dambe match is simple: make your opponent fall. The fight is won when any part of the opponent's body, other than their feet, touches the ground. This is called killing the opponent in the language of the sport. Because of this, balance, footwork, and a strong core are essential. Fighters are constantly moving, shuffling their feet, and adjusting their posture to avoid being knocked over while trying to do the same to their rival. This focus on takedowns gives Dambe a unique rhythm, a tense dance of power and balance where a single misstep can mean instant defeat. A Dambe match is never a quiet affair. It is a vibrant, noisy, and exciting festival that brings the entire community together. Long before the fighters step into the ring, the atmosphere is already electric. People from all over the area gather, creating a large circular arena. Families, friends, and fans press in close, their cheers and shouts creating a wall of sound that fuels the fighters. It feels more like a carnival than a typical sporting event. Vendors sell snacks and drinks, children run around playing, and elders sit in places of honor, ready to watch the day's contests unfold with knowing eyes. This sense of community is what gives Dambe its incredible energy. The fighters do not compete in isolation. They represent their neighborhood, their city, or their training gym. The crowd is not just a group of spectators, they are active participants. They sing songs to praise their favorite fighters and taunt their rivals. This back and forth between the supporters adds another layer of drama to the event. When a fighter lands a good hit, the crowd roars with approval. When a fighter is knocked down, a collective gasp ripples through the onlookers. The emotional connection between the fighters and the crowd is palpable. Music is the heartbeat of every Dambe event. Traditional drummers and musicians play throughout the matches, their rhythms rising and falling with the action in the ring. The beat is hypnotic, and it serves multiple purposes. It energizes the fighters, helping them find their rhythm and pushing them to fight harder. It also gets the crowd excited. encouraging them to clap, sing, and dance along. Each fighter often has their own specific rhythm or song, played when they enter the ring to announce their arrival. This music is an essential part of the Dambe experience, turning a simple fight into a powerful cultural performance. For the community, these events are important social gatherings. They're a time to connect with neighbors, share news, and reinforce social bonds. Old friends reunite, and new friendships are made. The Dambe matches provide a space where everyone, from the youngest child to the oldest elder, can come together and share in a collective experience. It strengthens the identity of the community and reaffirms their shared heritage. The fights may be the main attraction, but it is the spirit of togetherness and celebration that truly defines a day at the Dambe festival. While Dambe might look like a chaotic brawl from a distance, it is governed by a clear set of rules and customs that have been part of the sport for generations. The main objective is to knock down your opponent, a victory known as a kill. This happens when any part of your opponent's body, a hand, a knee, or their head, touches the ground as a result of a strike or a push. The matches are typically made up of 3 rounds, though in many traditional settings, there are no time limits. The fight simply continues until one person is knocked down or until the fighters or officials decide to stop it. The preparation before a fight is filled with important rituals. The most visible of these is the wrapping of the spear hand. A long cord of rope, called a kara, is meticulously wrapped around the fighter's strongest hand. This process is done with great care, often by an elder or a coach, who chants or says prayers while wrapping. This ritual is both practical, creating the weapon, and spiritual, believed to imbue the fighter's fist with power and protection. Fighters also often have amulets, known as laya, tied to their waists or arms. These contain sacred scripts or herbs, intended to bring them strength and ward off harm. The attire of a Dambe fighter is simple but symbolic. They typically fight shirtless, wearing only a pair of shorts or trousers that are often rolled up on one side. This is not just for comfort and freedom of movement. Rolling up one leg of the trousers, usually on the same side as the spear hand, is a traditional sign of a Dambe warrior. It is a visual cue that distinguishes them as fighters ready for combat. This minimalist attire emphasizes the raw athleticism and strength of the competitors, putting the focus entirely on their skill and courage in the ring. The flow of the fight is also guided by tradition. The contest begins with the fighters sizing each other up, often with the encouragement of the drummers. An informal referee, usually a respected elder or a former champion, oversees the match. This official ensures the rules are followed and has the authority to stop the fight if a fighter is injured or if the contest becomes too one-sided. Respect is a key component. After a knockdown, there is no further aggression. The winner celebrates, but there is also a shared understanding of the bravery it takes just to step into the ring. For a Dambe fighter, life is a cycle of discipline, training, and dedication. The day often begins before the sun rises, with a run through the quiet streets or dusty roads of their town. This cardiovascular training is essential for building the stamina needed to last through grueling rounds. Running strengthens their legs, which are just as important as their arms in a Dambe match. After the run, they might engage in bodyweight exercises like push-ups and squats to build raw, functional strength. This morning routine is a solitary time for focus, a mental and physical preparation for the challenges ahead. The afternoon is typically spent at the training ground, which is often just an open patch of dirt where the fighters gather. Here, the training becomes more specific to the art of Dambe. They practice their footwork, shuffling back and forth to improve balance and agility. They work with partners, sparring to sharpen their reflexes and timing. A key part of this training is hitting sand-filled bags or old car tires to condition their spear hand. This repetitive impact toughens their knuckles and builds the immense power needed to deliver a knockout blow. The training is relentless and often painful, but it is necessary to become a champion. Nutrition and recovery are also a critical part of a fighter's daily routine. Their diet is simple but effective, focused on high-energy foods like yams, rice and beans, along with protein from meat and fish to help build and repair muscle. After a hard day of training, rest is vital. Some fighters use traditional methods to help their bodies recover, such as massages with special oils or herbal remedies to soothe sore muscles. This holistic approach to health recognizes that a fighter's body is their greatest asset, and it must be carefully maintained to perform at its peak. Beyond the physical preparation, there is also a mental and communal aspect to a fighter's life. They spend a lot of time with their fellow fighters and coaches who form a tight-knit brotherhood. They study videos of past fights, analyzing techniques and strategies. They talk about the sport, share stories, and offer each other support. This sense of community is crucial, as the life of a fighter can be difficult. The bonds they form in the gym give them the encouragement they need to keep pushing their limits day after day in pursuit of glory in the Dambe ring. Dambe is stepping out of the dusty rings of northern Nigeria and onto a much larger stage. In recent years, the sport has been going through an exciting transformation. Organizers are working to bring more structure to Dambe, introducing formal rules, weight classes, and organized leagues. One of the most prominent of these is the Dambe Warriors League, which holds professional events in modern venues in cities like Kano and Lagos. These events are professionally filmed and promoted, bringing the sport to a whole new audience that might never have seen it in its traditional village setting. The rise of the internet and social media has been a game changer for Dambe. Videos of incredible knockouts and intense fights have gone viral, capturing the imagination of people all over the world. YouTube channels and Instagram pages dedicated to Dambe have millions of views, creating international fans who are fascinated by the sport's raw power and unique style. This online exposure has helped to create stars out of the fighters. They are no longer just local village heroes. They are becoming recognizable athletes with a growing global following, which brings new opportunities for them and for the sport itself. With this newfound popularity comes change. There is a growing focus on fighter safety. While traditional Dambe could be incredibly dangerous, modern promotions are introducing measures like medical staff at every event and clearer rules to protect the competitors. The wrapping of the spear hand is now more standardized, without the dangerous additions of the past. These changes are helping to make Dambe a more legitimate and sustainable professional sport, attracting new athletes who see a viable career path in fighting something that was not possible just a generation ago for most. Despite all these modern changes, there is a strong effort to keep the ancient spirit of Dambe alive. The traditional music, the pre-fight rituals, and the deep cultural significance are still central to the events. Promoters understand that Dambe's soul is what makes it special. It is not just another combat sport. It is a living piece of African heritage. The challenge moving forward is to balance this growth and modernization with the preservation of the traditions that have sustained Dambe for centuries, ensuring that its cultural heart continues to beat strong as its audience grows. The journey of Dambe from a local Hausa tradition to a potential global sport is truly remarkable. As more people around the world discover Dambe through the internet, it is starting to be recognized alongside other famous martial arts. Combat sports fans are drawn to its unique style. The spear and shield dynamic is unlike anything in boxing, MMA, or Muay Thai. This uniqueness is Dambe's greatest strength as it looks to find a place on the world stage. Promoters are now dreaming bigger, with talk of holding Dambe events in Europe, America, and Asia, showcasing this African art form to a live international audience. This global interest is creating incredible new opportunities for the fighters. In the past, a successful Dambe fighter might earn respect and a small prize, like a motorcycle or a cow. Today, the top fighters in professional leagues can earn significant prize money, allowing them to make a living from the sport. This financial incentive is attracting more talented and dedicated athletes to Dambe. Furthermore, some Dambe fighters are now being noticed by scouts from other combat sports like mixed martial arts. Their toughness, power, and unique striking skills could make them formidable opponents in any arena. The crossover potential of Dambe is a topic of exciting discussion. Could a Dambe champion succeed in an MMA cage? How would a professional boxer adapt to fighting with a wrapped spear hand and the threat of kicks? These questions are starting to be explored as fighters from different backgrounds show interest in Dambe. There have already been exhibition matches and discussions about crossover events. This interaction with other martial arts will not only test the skills of Dambe fighters, but will also help the sport to evolve and gain even more respect and recognition worldwide. However, the goal for many within the Dambe community is not just to be absorbed into other sports, but for Dambe to stand on its own as a major global sport. They envision a future where Dambe has its own international federation, its own world championships, and its own global superstars. They believe Dambe has everything it needs to captivate audiences everywhere: thrilling action, deep cultural roots, and incredibly courageous athletes. The road from local legend to global contender is long, but Dambe is taking confident steps forward, ready to claim its place in the world of combat sports. At its core, Dambe is so much more than a fight. It is a powerful connection to history, a living embodiment of African strength and resilience. In a world that is changing so quickly, Dambe serves as an anchor to the past. Each time a fighter wraps his hand in rope and steps into the ring, he is continuing a tradition that his ancestors began centuries ago. He's carrying forward the values of courage, honor, and community that have always been central to Hausa culture. This unbroken chain of tradition is what gives Dambe its profound meaning and its enduring power to inspire. Today, Dambe is a source of immense pride, not just for the Hausa people, but for Nigerians and Africans as a whole. It is a powerful, authentic expression of African culture that is now being celebrated on a global stage. In a world where African stories have often been told by others, Dambe is a narrative that Africa is writing for itself. It showcases the continent's rich heritage of martial arts and physical culture, challenging stereotypes and presenting a story of strength, discipline, and dignity that resonates with people from all backgrounds. The sport also continues to play a vital role in bringing communities together. In an age of digital distraction, the Dambe Festival is a place where people connect face to face. It is a shared experience that strengthens social bonds and fosters a sense of collective identity. For young men in many communities, Dambe still offers a positive path. It teaches them discipline, gives them a constructive way to channel their energy, and provides them with a supportive network of peers and mentors. It builds character and offers a sense of purpose and belonging. As Dambe continues to grow and evolve, its future looks brighter than ever. It is finding the right balance between preserving its ancient soul and embracing the opportunities of the modern world. Whether it is watched in a dusty village circle or a gleaming modern arena, the spirit of Dambe remains the same. It is a testament to the enduring power of tradition and the unbreakable spirit of the people who keep it alive. Dambe is a gift from the past, a celebration of the present, and an inspiring legacy for the future of Africa and the world.